Baby, honey girl. I started a podcast. We're on 202 and Ace Frehley died. But now he's just back in the quantum field where the spaceman always belonged. Whoop, he's back in the quantum field. He's back in the quantum field. He's back in the quantum field. Ace Frehley, sweet boy, back in the quantum field in 202 episode. This is falling apart, but baby Ace Frehley's back. Oh my gosh. I am really having a hell of a time today. Got to make sure and turn that off. Sorry guys, that was not the best. That was not the best intro for a fallen space man, but he is back in the quantum field. Guys, can we grow up now? Can we stop talking about stupid dumb stuff and how this ain't this and this ain't that? It is scientifically proven that everyone is frequency, is vibration, okay? And so what he has done is he's left that material ATV meat sack that we speak of, and he has gone into that. So he is with us. He is just not in a form that we can see, but we are here. 202, Ace Frehley has passed away. We love him. I'm wearing my KISS shirt. He is right there between my breasts all this episode, and I knew that intro was going to be garbage. I knew it because I'm not good. Let's face it, that keyboard right there, I could put 5 beats on that thing that they didn't bother to put on it, that you could have played 1,000 songs. But instead they put 15 merengue beats on there. I don't understand that. That's not my problem. That's Yamaha's problem. That's Casio's problem, all right? Ace Frehley has passed away. We know this. We love this man. And Paul Stanley attended the service, memorial service for Ace. And I knew that I was going to mess that intro up. So let's watch the best of clip. And you will see this unless they try to ding me, unless that Kurt asshole chimes in somehow and wants to zing me. What's that? No. So what I've done is I've got all of the clips of Ace Frehley from Phantom, whatever it is, Kiss Meets the Fan of the Park. It's only a minute long. Let's enjoy Ace here because, see, that's the kind of podcast I'm running over here, goddammit, is if I goof things up and they don't go the way I do, I always have a backup for you, right?
Clean. A pussycat. Almost. This isn't fun.
You didn't get a lot of talking. You got a great fight scene.
Beethoven's Fifth.
I remember watching this on TV, man. I loved it. It was like, there's my heroes. Right there. Oh, did they cut out the whole fight scene?
Your fire signs worry too much. He's really got you down, Demon. It's Sam. Wonder what his trip is.
Did Ace get more lines than Peter and Gene? Ace is a place for a helping heart when I'm down.
So much for my solo. We don't work with a second act, Devereaux. Besides, Armageddon is a lame group.
Did I suck? Yeah, that guy was good.
Brilliant man. True genius. Alchemist director.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a bit of a crush on her when I watched this. I says, I wish he'd quit squeezing on her because I'd like to, but she's still an older lady for me. But I was attracted to them older ones. Ah. Rip. Rip and destroy. All right, that's it. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. We love you. You are gone in the physical material, the 3D density material way. Indeed, you are gone. But you hear us. You can clearly take part in the activities around because we're knowing more and more about science and spirituality. They connect. They do not divide. It's not this over here and this over here. They come together and they do this, okay? And sometimes they even do this. Sometimes they do that. All right, let's get into it. Ace Frehley, we love you, my sweet sir. And I think I'm done great things so far with this podcast. It's been a little loosey. Is this the Razzie? We don't know. We're not gonna think about things like that. We're gonna get into the news and get it in now. 202, episode 202. I got Tommy Prong coming up. He's talking about Danzig and how Danzig's not, sometimes he's over. People think he's a mean guy. We got Dream Theater. We got Axl Rose. He's gone off again. I don't know what it is about those people in Brazil and Chile, but they really piss him off. And this time it was Argentina. And so we've got the story, and then at the end, we're going to watch Axl Rose lose his shit right before your comments. So let's get into it now. The Space Ace has passed. Ace Frehley, laid to rest in the Bronx, New York. Memorial service attended by Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Peter Criss, which is the way it should be. A memorial service for original Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley were reportedly held on Tuesday, October 21st at the Sinatra Memorial Home in Yonkers, New York. Bury me in Yonkers. A funeral followed on Wednesday, October 22nd at the cemetery in the Bronx, New York, in the same neighborhood he grew up in, very close to where his parents were buried, where he wishes, according to SiriusXM's radio personality and Ace's longtime friend Eddie Trunk, who attended both the memorial service and the funeral. And we won't be doing anything. Eddie Trunk damn near teared me up because I thought, oh, there's a clip of Eddie going on about the passing of Ace, and he was choked up. And I says, you know what? Bless his heart. They were tight friends, okay? According to Tampa Bay Music News, the memorial service was private by invitation only and not open to the public. I wonder if his ex-fiancée, Cherry, whom he wrote that record about, attended. It was attended by about 75 people, most musicians who had played with Ace, recorded with him, or simply hung out with him over the years. Family, close friends, and all of the members of the original lineup of Kiss were front and center and present. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Criss. And, guys, if we were having bets, it's inevitable, guys, our meat sacks are going to give out, okay? This is a great time to be alive because we can now say, we don't have to fear death. All you're doing is just transmuting and coming clean of the old rickety machine. Take care of your rickety machine. It can live a long time and healthy and very, wonderful. But Frehley, whose real name, I don't even want to see that because I don't think I've ever known his real name, passed away on October 16th peacefully, surrounded by family in Morristown. I cannot know the man's real name. I can't look at it because I never look at it the same. So I got to keep going with this and not look at it. Just pretend that never mind. Surrounded by family in Morristown, New Jersey, he reportedly died nearly 2 weeks after a second fall at his home, which led to him being placed on life support after a brain bleed. And I had no clue of any of this, that he had fallen the first time, the second time, none of it. The musician's family made the heartbreaking decision to take him off the ventilator, which is the right thing to do because he's just on the other side of the dimensionally, he's just on the other side going, unplug it already. I can't get out of here until you unplug it. A representative for the Morris County Medical Examiner Office has told the TMZ, and TMZ's just right there at that back door of the morgue, aren't they? Always. Yeah. What is it? Who died? Who's famous first? Who died? And what did they die of? They're always right there. You know, Gene Simmons' car accident. TMZ was right there to go, what are you doing? Hey. Paul coming out of the... Just everybody. TMZ is right there up your ass every moment that you need them to be up your ass. Except for when you go to get a colonoscopy. Or when you go in to get polyps removed. That's the only time TMZ isn't straight up your ass. A toxicology screening is underway, along with an external body examination. The medical exam, and you know what's crazy? I'll tell you something right now. I bet he didn't die of half of the things Mama Diablo died from. I'm telling you, you should have saw the laundry. It was a laundry list. It all happened at once, but it was like, wow, really? Toxicology screening is underway along with the external body examination. The medical examiner's office said that the cause of death will be finalized in the coming weeks. Frehley's family confirmed his death, writing in a statement, "We are completely devastated and heartbroken. In his last moments, we were fortunate enough to have been able to surround him with loving, caring, peaceful words, thoughts, prayers, and intentions that he left this earth." And, well, beautiful. Beautiful. We cherish all of his finest memories. His laughter, celebrated his strengths and kindness that he bestowed upon others. See, these are the kinds of things right here, guys, that, it's like with Vince Neil, and we made some silly jokes on him, and then we heard that he had 4 strokes, and he was still out there rocking, which makes him a hero now. We don't know what Ace has been dealing with physically for the last couple years. So when we watched him and said, what is going on with you? You'd never know now, do you? So what does this tell you? Keep your lips quiet, Shane, and quit making videos about things, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. It's one way you could look at it. The magnitude of his passing is of epic proportion and beyond comprehension. Reflecting on all of his incredible life achievements, Ace's memory will continue to live on forever and ever. Ace co-founded KISS with guitarist vocalist Paul Stanley, bassist vocalist Gene Simmons, and drummer Peter Criss in New York City in 1973. Frehley's appeared on KISS's first 9 albums and returned for the band's 1998 reunion. Of course, Vinnie Vincent has also chimed in. Everyone's chimed in. Everyone's made a video about it. Okay, everyone's made a monetized video about how wonderful a person he was and all that. But I did like Vinnie Vincent. He piped off and said that when he joined KISS, he'd only met him once or twice, but he said that when he was just joining KISS, Ace said something along the lines of, "Good luck, kid, you're gonna need it," which sounds just like something that he would say. The band's return in 1998 reunion album Psycho Circus, only to leave again. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the rest of KISS original lineup in 2014. There you go. And the laptop's off. So we are winning. A little bit more on this. We're going to I've got the story where Axl Rose explains, or GNR explains, why he was pissed off. What he does is he and it's right in Welcome to the Jungle at the end. And he turns around and he throws takes his jacket off, his leather jacket, and he throws the microphone dead center of that bass drum of the drum set. So I'm thinking it's the drummer that pissed him off. Frehley first left KISS in 1982. He rejoined in 1996 and parted ways with the band once again in 2002 after the conclusion of KISS's first farewell tour. Since his departure, guitarist Tommy the Tom Man Thayer had assumed the role of the spaceman. Okay. Now this right here, this image right here, it looks like he's going to go, "Pulling masses from a shell." You know that Squeeze, that band Squeeze? "Pulling masses from a shell." He looks like a new wave cat right there is what I'm trying to say to you. Like he's saying, don't you forget about me. Beautiful silk jacket. Guns N' Roses do explain Axl Rose's on-stage meltdown in Buenos Aires. Now, see, I told you. It's either Chile or Argentina or Brazil, and he just gets so damn angry with him, he can't even control himself. And you know shit's gearing up. When he takes the leather jacket off and throws it on the ground, and they're just coming up to the end of that Welcome to the Jungle bit song, and he throws that microphone. One thing I appreciate about Axl Rose is if he's going to throw a fit, at least he didn't aim the microphone at the fellow's head behind the drums. You can see he winds it up like a pitch. Do I have it ready? Yes. This is very sketchy. It's you can't see it very good, but he is in a full freaking New York Yankees toss there. And as you can see he's wound up. There's the arm going back and the microphone there. And he's aiming it right there, where you would say would be about where the umpire was. I guess the drummer would be the umpire, and the pocket or the pouch or the bullseye, is that what they would call it in, what's the damn game, baseball? That's where he throws it. And you hear it go. And, I'm hoping when they do explain this story to us that if it's not the drummer, that someone went back there and caressed him and nestled him and held him close and said, hey, in front of a massive audience, if Axl Rose turns around and throws a microphone into your drum set, but he's not pissed at you, he should tell you, I'm sorry, buddy. I've got to go back out there and tell those people that it wasn't you. It was something else that I was pissed at. I just took my angers out on you. This might be it, Mike. This might be the goddamn Razzie. But you know what? I will remain. I'm going to take that back. Every damn podcast, every single one of these podcasts are top notch. The best of the best. Creme de la creme in heavy metal news as it happens now in the now moment. Guns N' Roses explain Axl Rose's onstage meltdown in Buenos Aires. Because Axl can't do it himself. Guns N' Roses have issued a statement explaining singer Axl Rose's recent onstage meltdown. And he is singing very high-pitched in there. I mean, it's like it got locked up in that high pitch that he does, that one note, and it just wouldn't get out. And he was trying to go, no. He was trying to get it out of there, but it wasn't going down. Guns N' Roses have issued a statement explaining, here we go, during the opening song of the band's concert last Saturday. Okay? Opening song, It Could Be Sound. Last Saturday, October 18th, at Estadio Huracan in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Rose appeared to lose his temper, violently throwing his microphone at the drum kit, tearing off his leather jacket and storming off the stage. At a later point in the show, so that's the track one of the gig, so they're going, oh, we're going to have a good night, which was part of Guns N' Roses' South American tour. Rose walked up to the drum riser and kicked the bass drum, telling the crowd, so, I'll just try and wing this. At the time, it was unclear whether Rose was frustrated with directed at the sound on stage, or he was dissatisfied with Isaac Carpenter's performance behind the drum kit. Now, didn't they just fire somebody? Didn't they just can this drummer, longtime drummer that had been with him, who's now sitting over there and giggling like a little schoolgirl? If I was there, that had never happened. That old drummer told someone that. If that was me, that would have never happened. Axl loved me. Maybe they say, if it was dissatisfied with Isaac Carpenter's performance behind the kit. The drummer joined Guns N' Roses earlier this year, replacing longtime drummer Frank Ferrer. So Frank's over there pissing himself with joy. And you know what he's saying right now? What Frank Ferrer has told his closest friends, I'm sure, if they call me, dude, I'm doubling the price. If they say, Frank, boy, oh boy, we have made a mistake here. He says, yeah, it's twice as much now. I want $1,000 a gig. I'm sorry. I'm not going for that $500 a gig shit no more. It's 1,000. Now, Guns N' Roses have taken to social media to explain the incident. Always got to take to that social media to explain your incidents. Wouldn't it be wonderful to live in a world where you don't have to take to your social medias to explain your incidences? During the opening song at a recent Buenos Aires concert, Axl's in-ear monitor pack had only the percussion in his ear versus his entire mix. Okay. Now, can you hear that outside? It sounds like a commando chopper just hovering. That's road construction of some sort. And I'm not going to let it get to me. Okay, now let me explain something about in-ear monitor mixes. They got a guy for that now. You know, you used to have the monitor guy that was just doing the big speakers that are up front stage. Well, now it's a guy that does this in the ears for each person, and they can have their own each individual mix of each band member. So if Axl comes rocking that stage and all he can hear is the drums in the ears on the first track of the Buenos Aires concert, I can understand his agitation here. During the opening song at the Buenos Aires concert, Axl's in-ear monitor pack had only the percussion in his ear versus the entire mix. The statement read, "The issue was fixed by our tech team by the third song, and we had a great night. The situation had nothing, beloved, to do with Isaac Carpenter's playing, who is top-notch and a great drummer." Well, he didn't feel that way all night of that concert, I'll tell you that. I would be curious if someone filmed this concert, because I couldn't even find a good clip to show you guys of what happened. But I'd love to know if at some point Axl Rose makes his way back there to Isaac Carpenter to explain that it was not him. It had nothing to do with him. Prior to joining Guns N' Roses, Carpenter was a member of GNR bassist Duff McKagan's Loaded. Isaac's career also spans an impressive roster of acts, including live and studio work with AWOL Nation, Adam Lambert, that's that new singer guy for Queen, the hardcore metal outfit Barbarians of California, A Perfect Circle, the X's, Ours, and Black Lab. In addition to his large session film and TV roster, Carpenter made a name for himself by uniquely blending versatility and groove with crushing force and technical skill, cementing his reputation as a multifaceted drummer in the industry. I'd never heard of him. But McKagan's going to have a nice few things to say about him because he's his drummer. Earlier this year, McKagan spoke about Carpenter's role in Guns N' Roses, comparing him to the band's previous drummer, Ferrer, Steven Adler, and Matt Sorum. He's saying all three of them are together like that. He's saying Isaac is all three of them blended together and making love. Isaac has got this ability to swing and groove, like in that last paragraph you read about groove and crushing force and technical skill. He just has this swing and groove that only a few drummers have. Do you want me to name them? Because they've all played for Guns N' Roses. Here they are. Steven had it as well. Steven Adler, and, well, you're not going to believe this, but the other drummer, Matt Sorum, is great. Solid drummer with amazing feels, and Matt's amazing. They're both amazing drummers. And Isaac, you're not going to believe how amazing he is. He's even just a tit, just a little titty more amazing than Steven Adler and Matt Sorum. He didn't say that. And Isaac somehow, you're not going to believe this, but Isaac somehow blends both of those two guys. It's almost like they have laid down on top of each other and are making love, drum-wise, not kinky and sexy and, naked in like human being bodies. I'm talking about drum beats stuff playing on each other. And Isaac somehow blends both of those two guys and adds his own in there. It's like a three-way. Steven Adler, Matt Sorum, and Isaac Carpenter having a three-way of just perfect rhythm. I mean, the pumping and banging in that room. And the other guy's going, and it's just something else. You can't believe it. And Isaac somehow blends both. So there's no reason why Axl should be made pissed off at him at all. Other than he didn't hear anything through his monitors. The first thing you do is you go over to that guy. Because there's a guy that has to go through a course and shit so he can be back there mixing in-ear monitor sounds. So that's you beeline right to that guy and go, I forgive you, I love you, I forgive you. But you need to do better at your job or we're going to have to find someone else that does it. That's what Axl should say. Oh, they've got the clip right here. Well, tickle me fancy. There he is. He threw his microphone. Thank you for the several. Oh, he's really mad. Is that Freddie? That looked like... Oh, Jesus, this is a real good clip, guys. Oh, see, there's that voice. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, we've got me. Guys, look at what we've got here. Well, we just did Smoke for Shannon Knight. I think he's in the comments this week. 1,000 Horses, the song Smoke there. Is it over there? I forget where I'm at. And did I zoom in too much? Yeah. And then you've got a tribute to Ace Frehley right there, of course. And then who's this? Who's this little fella? Who's this little guy? And we did that for Shannon this week. Yeah, he's pissed. This video right here is better than what I had. Let's watch. Oh, well then, hold on. I've got problems here. Hold on. He went right up to that bass drum and gave that a smack. Did you see that just now? Watch this. Boy, he sounds like Mickey Mouse. Why are you doing that to the drums, buddy? Ha! That's Mickey Mouse. Ha! And you know what? I mean, I guess the guy that's out there on the stage has to be the all-purpose picker-upper, right? Because wouldn't that just be something else if you were Axl Rose's personal jacket picker-upper? I mean, I'd do it. If the pay was well, I mean, it was like, well, it is 40 G's a year. It's like, what do? He throws a fit, throws the jacket on the ground, I walk over, pick it up. Easy peasy money, I'm telling you. Yeah, he's mad. Look, that looks like fucking Kurt Cobain there behind him. Isn't that look like Kurt Cobain following him out the door? I'm telling you, we're learning more and more about less and less.
So I'll just try and wing this.
Don't be a ball baby, okay? See, there's that note, buddy. You got it right there. He just gets stuck up in that high one. Now, they're saying it's not Isaac, but I'm telling you right now, does this guy not know how in-ear monitors work? There is absolutely no reason for him to go up there and beat those drums up like that. There is absolutely no reason. Unless you just absolutely don't know how sound works in your ears. What you do is go over to Kevin. Whoever's in charge of your damn ear mix, that's who you go over to, buddy. Because they're saying it's not about Isaac, but he's now went up there twice and kicked the bass drum, and then he throws a microphone. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, now you can't hear him at all. Okay, guys, was this another time that he got pissed off because he wasn't wearing a jacket there. Or was they saying it was the third song? I thought they said something about a third song. It's like, oh, we got it fixed on the third song. So maybe he threw the jacket down, had a big fit, went back there, and said, all I hear is the boom, boom, boom in my ears. I can't hear boodly, boodly, and I can't hear Slash going wingy, wingy, and I can't hear nothing. I can't hear piano. All I can hear is boom, boom, bang, bang in here. That's all I hear. And then he threw the jacket off and all that, but when he came back out, he went up and kicked the bass drum again, going, it's that sound coming out of it. Guns N' Roses taken to the social media. Axl in-ear monitor pack and percussion, the entire mix. The statement read, the issue was fixed by our tech team by the third song. So that was him being pissed off for 2.5 songs. Blood and tears, blood and tears, since you've been gone, I hear you been crying, blood and tears. We haven't heard from Danzig, of course, rock hard nipple there through that black t-shirt, silky black t-shirt. Got to be tight on the muscles so it looks good, and a nice V on that. Tommy Victor, who doesn't love Prong, who doesn't love Tommy Victor, who doesn't love the fact that he is the guitar player for Mr. Glenn Danzig, who's misunderstood, although he does give strikes out, and I've gotten some of them, because he's got a little crony that goes over there and says, I want you to give him a strike on his channel right now. And then that fella goes over there and does it. But then what the fella does is when you email him, right, and you ask the fellow, hey, why are you literally giving me a strike on my channel? Because it's not Danzig. Or it is Danzig, but he's pretending to be somebody else. And the guy says, hey, listen here, pal, we can make it all go away if you care to reach into your pocket and pay a little extra to me. I might be able to get rid of that block. Right? So maybe it is. But he's very misunderstood, they say. Now you're coming from now listen to me. I don't want you Glenn Danzig fans to go, he don't like it. He don't like him. I'm going to tell you right now, I loved Glenn Danzig. I had the first 4 records for Mr. Glenn Danzig. I'd seen him 4 times. I threw my cassette tape of my young rock band across the stage at a Glenn Danzig show and was delighted to all hell when he picked it up, looked at it, and stuck it in the back of that big belt that he wears, because he was topless. I come from Mr. Glenn Danzig with love in my heart. They have shown no mercy to me by giving me blocks on my videos. And one of them was a block from a where we showed a video inside of one of these videos. So Glenn and his cronies are going to be watching. If I put Danzig on the thumbnail, oh, he'll come in. He'll come in and he'll say, if there is just a bit of copywritten material on here, I'm going to give him another strike. That's what they do around there. But he's misunderstood. Tommy Victor was on an episode of Garza podcast. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm very eager to, because I was a huge fan of Prong, the first album, the second album, the third album, the Snap Your Finger, Snap Your Neck, 4th album. So I'm a Tommy Victor fan, and indeed a Glenn Danzig fan. We've also got, I guess we don't need to, I'll show you the Axl clip again, because you'll probably want to see how lousy the one that I had. But then I've also got a quick story from Dream Theater's Jordan Rudess, where he talks about how Rudess it is for people that film the whole concerts at their gigs, because they have those cushy sit-down cushion seats, relax, tilt back like this, and you watch Dream Theater. So when they see that, just doing this all night long, well, Jordan Rudess says, it's a little Rudess, if you ask me. So let's do it. Prongs. Tommy Victor on Glenn Danzig. He's very misunderstood, that guy. I gotta tell you. He's a misunderstood character. Hey, Glenn. Oh, Tommy, tell him please. In a new interview with the Garza podcast, hosted by Suicide Silence guitarist Chris Garza, Prong leader Tommy Victor, who has played guitar for Danzig on and off for nearly 3 decades, stated about his work with Glenn Danzig fronted outfit, as transcribed, I did 3 stints with Danzig now. Now I'm still playing with him, and this one's going on forever, man. I've been playing consistently with them since I think like 2011 maybe. Now is something. So, I don't know. Sometimes Glenn gets pissed off at me and fires me. Misunderstood, Tommy? Prong played the Whiskey A Go-Go in West Hollywood, California the other day, and he came down and we hung out a lot. Yeah, he's cool. We get along really well nowadays in our old age. That'd be kind of cool, you know. Your band is playing down there at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and in walks Glenn Danzig to enjoy the concert. That's pretty cool. Elaborating on what it is like to play in a band with Danzig, Victor said, he's very misunderstood character, guys. You know, because he's old school. His whole mentality. I have an older brother, and they are so similar. I mean, so similar. Just the way they think of things. It's like, he's very strict, which it's like you do your job, you keep your mouth shut. And that's where we went wrong, guys. We shan't keep our mouths shut when we wanted to watch a live clip of Glenn Danzig, and for that we must be punished. That's what happened. I watched I did a reaction, a video autopsy, yes, to a Glenn Danzig piece of film here on YouTube. It wasn't, you know, and I got in trouble for it. Because you don't ever look at Glenn Danzig if he don't want you to look at him. Okay? Look, you just do your job, you keep your mouth shut. I don't want to hear this, I don't want to hear that. And I get it. He's like, when people know their place and know how I gotta put them. That sounds horrible. It's just like, dude, come on, man. He likes when people know their place. Well, you know what? I am a cosmic being, and no mortal man shall tell me my place on this green new earth. Okay? No man shall tell me my place. Unless it is at the top of YouTube, on the front page of YouTube, with plaques and plaques and plaques for days. I built a little house out of my YouTube plaques. Tommy continued, a lot of these guys, techs or whatever, they're working for the band, they're a tech, and then they think they're in the band. They're suddenly hanging out backstage. It's like, what are you doing here? Go out there and watch the guitars or something. Or stay with the rig. Now they want to hang out, and they want to pick up chicks, and they want to get fucked. They want to get fucked up and let the whole thing. He does not like that. Well, I'm going to agree with him on this, is if you're on duty, if you are if Mr. Glenn Danzig is indeed paying you that check that goes into your Social Security account, he's going to ask you to do duties, and that doesn't mean go back there and try to get fingered, try to have a good time, you know. Have a couple drinks, have some of that craft table, you know, have some of them, and make yourself a sandwich, have a couple of beers, and try to get yourself a chick. No, go watch the equipment. That's what you're paid there to do. Glenn Danzig is the sole remaining member from the recording lineup of Danzig's 1988 self-titled album, which was the first ever release on legendary producer Rick Rubin's Deaf American Records, and indeed it was, and most famously featured the hit song, Mother. In addition to Victor, Danzig's current lineup includes Johnny Kelly on the drums, doing double duty over there with, because he's playing with the Quiet Riot too. I mean, if you want to call it Quiet Riot. And Steve Zing, and my old band played a festival that Steve Zing's band, what was his band called? He had a band. And this was before he got going again with Danzig and all of them, but he had a band, And we played a show with that band down in Las Vegas. Prong celebrated the 31st anniversary of its album Cleansing, which I owned, with a limited series of intimate dates. That means intimate. As well as festival shows this past summer in Europe. A live album documenting the tour will arrive in February of 20 and the 26th. I mean, I'm loving Garza. He's a great guy. And there's Tommy Victor, and he's got his guitar. And when I just watched a splash of it, but he was showing him how some interesting maneuvers that riffs from Black Sabbath, where you think that you know how to play it, but you're not playing it right. It's because Tony Iommi's a genius. And then I turned it off. Because what was I doing? Did I have to make poop poop, boom boom? It was either boom boom or I was going down to get dinner. Either way, there you go with that. Mr. Rudis, the key man himself, by God, if you saw that coming at you, would you run? Hell no. I'd run lovingly and climb on his back and say, blister those keys and set me free. Dream Theater. Could someone, Miss Althea will probably be good at this. Can someone explain theater? The word is spelled differently. There are words out there that mean the same thing, but are spelled differently, and I believe that theater is one that every time I write Dream Theater down, I'm afraid that I've spelled theater wrong. Can someone explain that to me? Is that an English thing and a whatever this place is called? European thing or whatever this place is called? Now, I watched that drum stuff. That drum competition. Remember I told you about that from Dream Theater? So I know this man is a wonderful fellow. All four of those guys. And I just forgot. Who was it? Jose Villegas. He told me the name of the bass player. And I told him when he said it in a comment. I will never forget that name again because I love him. And I've forgotten his name. But all of them are wonderful people. And Jordan Rudis, even though he's got that name, is not a Rudis person. I don't mind pictures at all. But filming the entire show is kind of fucking rude. I added the F, guys. He would never do that. In a new interview with the Everblack podcast, now I'm loving that. I'd like to know who the host is. The Everblack podcast. Dream Theater keyboardist. Jordan Rudis was asked if he is the kind of performer who gets annoyed by fans in the audience holding up their damn phones and taking pictures and short videos and even long videos of the band's concerts. Are you the kind of fella that don't like that? That light in your face? Now, I'm on the fence here, guys, because I love looking at all that video. But see, my videos, if I was going to solo concerts, like I told you in that peaceful nature video that I put out, if I was going to solo concerts, I wouldn't be filming the bands. I could go to a Danzig concert, not film a note of him, flexing, doing whatever, his tits hanging out, doesn't matter. Because I would be filming everything else. But then Danzig would say, yeah, but Shane, you can't, it's still got my audio, it's still got me going, mother, in the background, even though you're filming someone over there, maybe who dropped their pretzel on the ground, and you want to see if they're going to pick it up and eat it or whatever. If it's still got my music in the background going, mother, I'm still going to ding you. I'm going to ding you every damn time. Do I sound like I'm No judgment, no nothing. I'm just having a silly good time. I'm just remembering him giving me trouble on my channel. Well, they asked Rudis about it. He says, "No, I'm not at all." They says, "Do you mind it when they take pictures and short videos and stuff at the concert?" No, I'm not at all. I think people should be allowed to take pictures. I think that the only problem is if you see somebody just out there holding their phone up and filming, like what I did, in their sweet, very comfortable, cushy seats. There was a Dream Theater fan in my comments that said, extremely comfortable. I saw them in a beautiful theater. You know, you want to, these seats are so comfortable and so wonderful to sit in for a whole concert where you don't stand up once. Maybe at the very end to give them a standing ovation. But you check your pockets to make sure there isn't no fucking candy or something that's going to fall out and melt on the seats. That's how nice these seats are. So he says, I think that the only problem is, all right, now, thank you, Everblack, for getting down to the meat and potatoes of this. Is I just think that the only problem is if you see somebody just out there holding the phone up and filming the whole time, just capturing the whole thing, I just think that that's kind of rude. But I don't mind pictures at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's great. I love to take photos, snapping shots, photos of time. Your moments at the Dream Theater, for your Instagram and stuff for the Dream Theater concert, hashtag Dream Theater you put on your social medias. Take some pictures, capture a little clip, but don't sit there the whole time and just hold your phone and capture the whole thing. That's not right. In fact, I'll say it's wrong. He didn't say it's wrong, guys. I added that part. But if you're going to say that is indeed, you've done the study, the research on it, and you've said that is not right, you got to say, well, maybe it's wrong. He continued, the other thing that's not cool, all right? If we're getting into not cool things, Everblack, let me tell you. And I'll tell you right now, I really hope that this Everblack person, I hope that's the last name. The true, real last name. Johnny Everblack. Lost my place. Lost my place. The other thing that's not cool for those of people who are listening, that are going to be going by, that are going to be in this situation, if you're in the front row at a Dream Theater guitarist John Petrucci is right next to you, come on. Don't just sit there and hold the phone. That doesn't feel good to the performer. It's not acceptable. Yeah, take a picture, sure, grab a moment, but put your phone down and enjoy it. It's rudeness for the player to have something right up to them. That's distracting. I mean, if John Petrucci is right there blistering that guitar before my eyes, I'm amazed by it. And I'm on the front row, and there's no reason for me to have my phone out. And as I've mentioned before, I'm not good with remembering to do my phone anyways. So that's why I'm so happy when everyone else does it, because I forget. But it is distracting. Now, if I was the keyboardist, the guitarist, oh, I want you filming that whole blistering son of a bitch. But that's me as a guitarist, not Jordan Rudess. Best name in the band? Dream Theater? They all got pretty good names. Rudess added, just to finalize that thought, as I like to do. You know, when we're writing a Dream Theater song, we say, okay, guys, I believe that we've went through it. I'm looking at the clock here, and indeed, it is the exact amount of time that we wanted to play a song, which is 10 minutes and 10 seconds long. And now we're just kind of going through, and we're doing a finalization on our thoughts, our feelings about this song that we have now performed together. And he goes around the room and he asks each drummer. Now, Mike Portnoy's back in the band, and John Petrucci and all of that. And he goes around the room. I love it. Just to finalize that thought, do it in a natural way. Yeah, grab your phone. Take a couple of pictures here and there. Loosey-goosey style, absolutely. Enjoy it. Just don't put it in somebody's fucking face and don't hold it up the whole time. 'Cause you paid money for a ticket. And he's not wrong. Jordan is also a solo artist whose latest album, Permission to Fly, was released in September 2024. And I say, all runways are open, Mr. Rudis. Permission granted to fly. That came out in September 2024. An educator who shares his skills through detailed online tutorials. What did I just tell you about the finalization process about a Dream Theater song? And here this guy is, detailed online tutorials, and the founder of a software company called Wisdom Music. He is a wizard of the guitar. His work combines a rigorous classic foundation. He began his piano studies at Juilliard at 9. When they're plugging you into prestigious schools like Juilliard at 9 years old, you have something. You have something that scares the parents a little bit. You're like, the rest of these kids are squeezing their nuts and shit, and this kid's in there playing Bach's Fifth Symphony. So you got to get him over to a good school like that, with a genius for improvisation and an appetite for experimentation. Not the other thing, guys. Okay, let's see this real quick, and I will watch this if they film it and put it on YouTube. Dream Theater will release Quarantine. And I'm not going to watch that if that's some kind of old flashback quarantine movie from COVID. Or is that a fancy word for something? Quarantine? Live à Paris. On November 28th via the long-time label partner Inside Out Music, Sony Music Group. Okay, well, if they're making me pay for it, I won't watch it. But if they're going to put it out on YouTube, guys, I'll be happy to. That's a man right there, my friends, that is looking directly into someone's phone screen. That is out there in the audience going, look at how fucking awesome that guy is. And he's going... But I do understand... I mean, it is kind of weird that we got Tough Boy, we got Tough Bob here, Johnny Bob, the D-Man, Danzig, and we've got, with two different techniques on, we don't want you filming at our concerts. Now this guy over here, this is the Roughnecks, this is the standing only room, right? But this guy right here, asses are in the seats. They've paid a hefty price to sit in those beautifully comfortable seats. Seats that are so nice they don't have a big old fucking cup holder in them. You know what I mean? Real nice seats. Where as soon as you sit down you go, hey, there ain't no fucking cup holder in this. Where am I going to put my big Slurpee that I bought for the Dream Theater concert? I got to put it on the floor. Then John Petrucci's going to come over here and play a solo and see me picking up my Slurpee to have a drink. Anyways, let's watch this real quick. This is a way shittier video that I was going to show you, but now you're getting double taste of it.
Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose is known to reportedly be a hot-headed, and his short temper came out during his performance with the band in Argentina over the
And his short temper came out. See? And he says, "Ah! Well, the boom boom is coming out of that." Because I turned around and I heard the boom in my ear and I saw that booming out. So I said, yeah, that's the problem.
Axl, 63, had a brief meltdown at the Estadio Tomás Adolfo Duco Stadium in Buenos Aires over technical difficulties with his earpiece.
You won't hear any of this if this is somehow...
told TMZ. Footage of the incident that's circulating online shows the rock music group's lead singer singing Guns N' Roses' hit record, Welcome to the Jungle.
Hit record? Is this one of them AI things, you know, where it's just a hit record? Welcome to the Jungle, singing the hit record. They just hurry and pop them quick stories out. This isn't rock news the way I do heavy metal news. I do it way better.
This is Duff McKagan, lead guitarist Slash, rhythm guitarist Richard Fortus, and drummer Isaac Carpenter played on the stage with him. Initially, it appeared that Axl was upset with how Isaac was playing the drums, but it turns out that wasn't the reason for the outburst that happened.
He says, lucky you. And that's Kurt Cobain right there, taking him off stage. Going, One lady to another says I'm lucky to meet you. I don't care what you think about.
Behind Guns N' Roses'
I mean, that... All right, we're leaving it right there on that. Look at that. If that ain't going... Sherry, baby. Let's get into your comments, my friends. My friends, we are here. We are happy. We are now. We are. And yes, that did look like a lot, didn't it? When you saw me scrolling there, did that feel like it was a long time? It is. But that's good because this is the best part of the podcast. We've gotten through the muck and the guck. We've said our hellos and goodbyes to Ace Frehley. We've been through everything that we need to see here. And now it is time to get our feedback from you on the last episode that we did. Am I sounding snarky? I feel like I am. Guys, can I just tell you, I'm seeing so many amazing things in the sky at night when I go outside. I'm telling you guys, you are living through one of the most wonderful periods. Yeah, I know it looks like hell right now, I understand. But I'm saying hold tight, hold strong with love in your hearts. Unconditional love, no judgment, let it go. Be open to the idea of others. Be open to the idea of vastness, because I'm telling you, you are about to have the most wonderful life you could ever imagine, and it's all things converging all at once at the same time. And I know, but I just tell you, stay out of that horse shit, stay out of that news, stay out of all of that. Everything they try to give you and feed you is try to bring you down. It's why you don't have 24-hour news cycle of good news. That's never been put on the air. No one, they're never going to do that. Let's get into it. And, as I've said before, if none of the things that I say in this podcast, other than heavy metal news, resonate with you, that is perfectly fine. We are all on pace. No one is behind. No one is forward. It resonates with you in the perfect time that it needs to resonate with you. So all is well here. But I'm just telling you, we are witness to one of the greatest periods in the history of the earth. And now, what can follow that up? A statement like we are living in the greatest time in the world. Even though all this nasty and terrible shit's going on, underneath the surface is where the magic happens. Nothing can top that other than your comments. So indeed, let's get into it. And Johnny B is here. We've got 11 comments, and I'm very happy here to see that. And I've scrolled this 3 or 4 times just to make sure everybody's there that I believe is there. And we go and we do it and we do it. Well, we do it now. Johnny B. Well, as I sit here reading all the tributes to the late, great Ace Frehley, I can't help but to reminisce to Christmas morning. Perfect time for that laptop to stop. Johnny B. Wake up Christmas morning, 1978. My sister got Ace's solo album. I think Miss Salthea got it too. She went and bought it or something. And I got Peter's. My sister gave me her Ace album 3 weeks later, stating, "You listen to it way more than I do." He was my very first guitar hero, as he was for many. I was fortunate enough to see 2 of his solo shows, along with the reunited Kiss during the Psycho Circus days. I read his book, No Regrets, years ago, and he gives you a glimpse at what made him tick and some insight on his childhood, which explains some of his behavior over the years. Yeah, and that all is really what it is all about, is you are to strip yourself of everything that has been taught and learned to you. Everything. Drop it all as if it does not exist. Go back to zero resonance, zero field. And say, who am I right now? What made Ace's guitar a guitar hero was his very unique sound. You knew it was him when he played, and that's something Vincent, Kulick, and Thayer could never duplicate. He was one of a kind, and for me, he'll be missed beyond words. First Ozzy, and now Ace. And if we're really going deep, that Sam fella, bass player for Limp Bizkit. Huge losses in the hair rocking, face melting, rockin' riding, good time and scene. Yeah. It was beautiful. And now, as I write this, I just saw that Sammy Rivers. Look at this guy coming in, edit. Sammy Rivers. From the one and only Limp Bizkit has sadly passed away. What is going on, Shane? Please tell me what's happening. Say what you will about Limp Bizkit, but Sam was undeniable. And if you watch that clip of Durst talking about him, he said that's where he went first. He found that bass player, and then the bass player and the drummer were brothers. And when he heard them together, he said, "Hot potatoes, I've got something here." Say what you will about Limp Bizkit, but Sam was undeniable. Listen to some of those bass grooves from Significant Other. Holy crap. Yes. That's it for me this week, Diablo heads. Still getting over this, all this sad news. Until next week, keep asking questions, keep looking up, keep your love gun cocked and loaded, and keep on rolling, babies. Get Shane to 100K. That's well on its way now. We know that. The Drayman cometh. Hashtag the Drayman cometh. Oh. R.I.P. Ace and R.I.P. Sam. Yes, indeed. There you go. Mike Buchanan coming up next, and he's got it. He got it bad. Let's see. Bruxo. Oh my gosh. That's Anton LaVey's picture. 14 comments, 5 hearts received. There you go. Madness. M-A-D-N-E-S-S. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Anton LaVey there. Wow. I'll have to tell you about the time I shortly dated. I dated a gal from the Church of Satan. I'll have to tell you that story sometime. That's a whole other can of beans. But for now, let's get into Mike Buchanan 69. And now, back to our regularly scheduled Jive Talkin'. Back to business we go. First off, R.I.P. to the spaceman, Mr. Ace Frehley. Damn, man, that hit hard. Kiss, hey, stop that. Kiss, I'm sure, hold a special place in many metalheads' hearts. If you were just rediscovering metal back in the late 70s, early 80s, I've had on loop 2 of my all-time favorite Kiss albums from the Ace era, Destroyer and Rock and Roll Over. I do like me Rock and Roll Over. I like them all. But I went straight in on a live record. I think a lot of people did, so it's just there's something about. It's almost weird that I enjoy Kiss live more than I enjoy listening to them on record. Is that weird? Mike Buchanan on this week's movies that are bad, but we love them anyway. It. The 1990, yes, that It. The original. And only way to watch the movie properly, in my opinion, beep, beep, Richie. You're talking about the old VHS TV with Jack Ritter, I think. Yeah, Tim Curry. 2 VHS tapes long, but still shorter than therapy bills after watching it. In the shadow town of Derry, where most of Stephen King's stories take place, right? Or in Bangalore or Derry or... Evil does not stalk the streets in silence. It sleeps beneath them, patient and eternal, like rot beneath painted wood. It's good. The 1990 adaptation of It is a tale not merely of terror, but of inevitability, and reminder that children's fears are never truly buried. They linger, waiting, like whispers in the cellar, and that is great. This is a great take on that idea, is when those negativities pop into mind, don't go, run away from it. Grab it and say, I'm not afraid of you anymore. You have to hold that fear because it doesn't have power over you anymore. As soon as you get rid of that negativity, that negative thought inside, a reminder that children's fears are never truly buried. They linger waiting like whispers in the cellar. And then there is Pennywise. Tim Curry's harlequin horror emerges from the sewer like a grotesque gesture conjured by nightmare itself. His smile, too wide. His mockery of joy is a mockery. His smile, too wide, is a mockery of joy. His laughter, brittle as shattered glass, pierces the veil between the playfulness and malice. He is the trickster god of a town damned by its own silence, an immortal predator cloaked in grease paint and red balloons. That is fantastic. It's too bad I shit all over it. Yet the true horror lies in time's cruel passage. The child flee, grow, and forget. But the darkness beneath Derry remembers them all. You cannot bury things. You have to crack those nuts open. You have to see it. You got to bust it, and you got to cut the cord and release it. You cannot just cover things up. You have to be clear of things. Everything. You've done bad things. I've done bad things. You know, everyone has done bad, what you consider to be bad things, or said bad things, or, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that, or whatever. But you got to grab that thing, look at it, and say, yes, I should not have done that thing or those things. But they do not control me any longer. I cut the cord on those, and I release all the negative energy. Yes, the true horror lies in time's cruel passage. The children flee, grow, forget in the darkness, and remembers them all. Their return is a less choice than a summons, a binding ritual to confront the sins of memory. The storm drains murmur with ancient hunger, and the cornflower skies above them, above Derry, seem very painted with blood. Dude, you really got a flair for word. I'm really liking it. It is a Gothic elegy, a dirge of innocence, and a testament to the eternal cruelty of fear. The eternal cruelty of fear. Yes, the clown does not only kill, he endures. Ageless as dread itself. 5 out of 5, what, red balloons? How about 99 roof balloons? Well, he's got a blood tear here and a clown face. Final verdict, a carnival of shadows masquerading as a miniseries. Pennywise is not merely a monster, but a curse in painted flesh. An echo of fear that never dies. First off, let me get this one out because you said to take the bracer off. What? First off, let me get this one out because you said to take the brazier off and let them flop. Oh, the brazier. Is that how you say that? Spell it? You said to take the brazier off and let them flop around, and that's what I say, yeah. Do you know what the German word for brazier is? Stop 'em from flopping. But in reality, the word really is Bustenhalter. And now you've learned something. Is that true? Brazier is Bustenhalter? Your Pink Floyd story brings up my memory of the one and only time I saw them live. From the only top row of the upper bowl of the very back Meadowlands Stadium as I knew it, during a torrential downpour, I witnessed one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. By the end, and yes, Pink Floyd played a full set. My friend and I were soaked through to our skin. We drove home that night on cloud 9, and thank goodness my friend's car had leather seats. Cool and warm leather seats. I put my wet buttocks in them. Indeed, I mentioned this probably before, but I too saw Pink Floyd live with my own eyes, and it was amazing and wonderful. And I can tell you the exact moment that I saw them because I've mentioned this. If you know this, I've mentioned it before. As soon as we checked into our hotel room they were performing at the Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado. And as we got into our hotel room, Mr. O.J. Simpson was doing the slow roll on the freeway. And I was like, every channel, I'm like, what is this? And that's how I marked the time that I saw Pink Floyd. Look it up. Look it up. You're going to say, by God, Pink Floyd, now it wasn't with Roger Waters, but Pink Floyd was out on the road doing the Division Bell tour, and indeed, O.J. Simpson's would have been on them. Anyone that, is wanting to say that it's not true, okay? Your Pink Floyd story, yes, the leather seats. Billy Idol. Billy Idol, okay, this might be canon. Billy Idol and Steve Stevens. First off, being a punk fan, I knew of Billy from the band Generation X. So when he teamed up with Steve, I was excited. I never had a chance to see him live. Would have been awesome. I kind of saw Billy Idol live because I want to say Faith No More opened for Billy Idol. And I went for Faith No More, and so I saw a few songs from Billy Idol. Is that a thing? Back in the day, Faith No More and Billy Idol. Mike Buchanan on Biohazard. First off, their new album is fantastic. Along with Biohazard comes another hardcore band from NYC Agnostic Front, and I got you on the upcoming, who are releasing a new album in November, I believe. I can't tell you how many shows I saw with those two bands. I'm excited about seeing the documentary. If there's live footage from back in the day in NYC clubs, there's a possibility I could be in one of those crowds. I'd love that. I saw them plenty of times at L'Amour's Club. I miss that place. Okay, now Mike Buchanan here on Tom Gabriel, G Warrior. Tom G Warrior. Tom Gabriel. I'm probably in the minority on this one, but I really like Celtic Frost album Cold Lake. There are some killer riffs on that album, but yeah, I can see how the band would think that it's the worst album. You can't even find it on streaming sites. Is this true? Is this true? That's one of them albums they say nope. But you could make a little more money. I don't care. I don't want it up. Mike Buchanan on Dave Mustaine. I would think that when writing a brand new song, you should treat that as your baby. And playing it live for the first time to people who might never have heard it before has to be scary, 100%. Not knowing how the crowd will react to the new music, Dave needn't worry. For what I've heard, the rest of the new album is going to be killer if it's anything like The Tipping Point. And I like that. I thought it was fine. What you do for your last solo album is you let them young fellas that have good riff ideas, you let them interject too. Mike Buchanan on Steve Vai. Question to Steve. How many guitars do you need, Steven? All of them? My goodness, that's a crap ton of guitars. And you know what Steve Vai would tell you right now? I only showed you the grotto. What is that called? The grotto. Isn't that where the Playboy swimming pool was? The grotto. Just the front area. This is the lobby, dude. This is the lobby. I didn't even show you Hydra or any of those monster creators. I didn't take you back there in my fucking, where I'm building them. All these wicked designs. And now it's time for the Mike Buchanan 69's Jive Talkin' Jokes of the Week. What's it called when you kill chickpeas? Homicide. Is that what hummus is chickpeas? What do you get when you teach a wolf to meditate? An werewolf. I like that. I love that, in fact. I absolutely love that, in fact. If you are not meditating, please take 5 minutes. 15 minutes. I'll tell you what, you take 15 minutes a day. Put everything down and you just sit and you meditate. Silence. Listen to your surroundings and just sit. I'll make you this bet. If you do that 15 minutes a day, you'll end up doing it 30. And if you do it 30, you'll find a way to do it an hour. What do you get when you teach? Oh no, my house is haunted by a chicken, a poultrygeist, a foul spirit, a plan to call an exorcist. I shit all over that joke. My house is haunted by a chicken, a poultrygeist, a foul spirit, a plan to call an exorcist to help it cross to the other side. I plan. Oh, I gotta have a sip, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm just butchering this shit. What is a guitar player's favorite Italian food? Stromboli. Now, I like a stromboli pizza. Does that mean that's an Italian pizza? Italian sausage on it? I like a stromboli pizza. And finally, how do you know if a vampire is sick? He's coughing. Where did the ghost need a Why did the ghost need a Band-Aid? He had a boo-boo. And of course, we did that song Boo by Frail this week. Hashtag 10, get the Shane to 100K. And hashtag get Shane a Razzie Award. I think this is the one. Now, we've already done Bruno, Anton LaVey there. Miss Althea. Now, Shannon, I want to get down here to this one here because, Shannon, I love you. And someone has replied to you. But you put in a request. Spoiler alert, I've already seen that, but I saw it from somewhere else. So we do have South Gang Tainted Angel coming up. So I'm getting you right out of the way, but Shannon, I have to leave you hanging on the heart. I apologize for that. I thought you knew better. That's all right. I still love you. As deeply and as rich and as unconditionally as I did just moments before I saw that you posted that, I still love you. It's fine. Miss Althea coming in. The Dumbstruck Fool says, first and foremost, since the news broke the day you filmed episode 201, but after you had it in the can, I cannot believe Ace Frehley is no longer on this earth. I am still in a state of shock and more so godsmacked at the fact that he and my beloved Eric Carr are reunited in the great beyond. Oh, yeah. I watched a concert. I was going to watch a concert, and it was from I want to say it was Unmasked or something, because it still had Ace in it, but it was in, where was it? Brazil? I want to say it was Brazil or somewhere, and it was really good footage. And they had interview footage with Eric Carr and all of them. You could truly tell how much that meant for Eric Carr to be in that band. You can hear it in his voice and see it in his eyes when they would ask him questions. Anyways, this is, your beloved Eric Carr are reunited in the great beyond. These are the two men who shaped my entire existence as a Kiss fan. Ace as simply the coolest everything ever when I discovered the band in 1976 at the age 10, and Eric as the most epic rock star love of all time. Never rivaled before or since. Rest in peace and rock on anew. I'm liking that. Dearest Ace and Eric, love you both so. So much. Oh, right. She's coming in on Madness here. I saw that. Hey, yo, what that? Madness. Fuck anyone who calls you false metal. You kicked me straight back to my freshman year of high school with One Step Beyond. Well, maybe she'll tell us what he says in that, because it does sound like he's saying something. Well, before MTV, that was late night show on Nickelodeon called Pop Clips, and they would routinely show this. That show is also responsible for my discovery of Duran Duran as the Planet Earth video. I just heard that song a day or two ago. This is Planet Earth. Another thing that I was thinking about is I saw a clip from really early 80s of Duran Duran and Simon Le Bon's voice. I went, oh, I mean, I've always thought he had a good voice, but his voice was perfect for that unit of people. It's just, anyways. Oh shit, I guess that makes me false metal too. Bitch, please. Our house is unfortunately is still one of my least favorite tunes of the 80s. Too much junior year angst associated with it, sorry. So nothing on the, I mean, I just want to see what one step beyond. I'm not going to play the song, but I would like to see what he says in there. If I'm not, I thought for sure Miss Althea was going to hit me with it. Do we got the vocals? It's not very much. Many years since I was here. Oh, so it doesn't say what he says at the very beginning. Oh no, this is back in the New York groove.
Hey, you! Don't watch that!
Probably get dinged for that. Here we go. Hey, you! Don't watch this! This is the heavy, heavy monster sound. The nuttiest sound around. Okay, we're going to listen to this bit. And you know what I'm going to do for you sweethearts? Even if they ding this whole thing, an hour and 35 minutes, I'll leave it in so you guys can hear what he says.
Hey, you! Don't watch that! Watch this! This is the heavy, heavy monster sound. The nuttiest sound around. So if you're coming off the street...
Now you understand that, right? That's why I always said, what the hell's he saying? Because when I was watching this documentary, it was like instant. They instantly had this huge, so people were going, oh, is that what he's saying? And he was saying nuttiest. Boy, that is a real turn of events, isn't it? Miss Althea on Billy Idol and Steve Stevens. Dan and I had tickets to see them when the tour with Joan Jett came to our area a couple of months ago, but we ended up not going because life got in the way. To be honest, I never really wanted to go in the first place because it was a Friday night. I had to work that day and I was tired as fuck, so I was hurting. Isn't that great when you just follow your tuition? Your intuition tells you, if you sit in the moment, if you be in the moment, if you be present, your intuition will always tell you, relax, get on that treadmill, whatever it is. So your intuition just said, no, I ain't going. And this is the second time the TV show Fame has come up this week. Reading some more of this, hold on. I honestly never really wanted to go on there. It was Friday night. I had to work that day. I was tired as fuck, so I was hurting. And this is the second time the TV show Fame has come up this week. Someone made mention of the disco-era movie, Thank God It's Friday, and one of its subplots, which was two underage girls. I was going to say under siege. I don't know why. Which was two underage girls trying to sneak into the disco dance contest so they could win money to buy tickets to a Kiss concert. Damn! Those girls were played by Terry Nunn, best known as the voice of Berlin, hey, and Valerie Landsberg, who played Doris on Fame. Yeah, that doesn't ring. Miss Althea on Biohazard. God damn it, it was Lamar. Singular, not plural. Lamar's, yeah. Not plural. There was no fucking S in the club name. No comment otherwise except to my eyes don't want to go to the right lines. Except to reiterate that Hide was a huge fan of Biohazard, yes. And I'm sure he would be super excited about that documentary if he were with us. And he is. He's probably hanging out with Biohazard. I'm also sure he had a huge what the fuck moment up there in rock and roll heaven when Ace walked through the gates. Yeah. He has always cited Ace as his primary influence and inspiration to pick up the guitar. That's good. Miss Althea on Steve Vai, another man who loves to pick up guitars. The only Harmony Hut I know is the long since defunct record store. I didn't happen to notice the nice seafoam green Telecaster. Only Brian Forsyth of Kicks looks good playing one of those. Period. Homecoming queen got a gun, everybody run. Last episode. The homecoming queen got a gun. That was Julie Brown. The other. Wasn't downtown Julie Brown. It was the voluptuous, red-headed Julie Brown. Not downtown wubba 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 Julie Brown. Keeping it bitchy. I want to bust that three. Miss Althea, I got to ask you, are you a fan of I know a lot more people that don't like this song, but 311's Amber. Because keeping it bitchy, giving it bitchy, goo goo goo, doo doo doo. It just rolls perfectly. Keeping it bitchy. Shannon, I'm going to have to shame you and go right by you. John Heffron, love him, can come by. Now, I love you too, Shannon. You've just done a sin here. In the headbanger, or in the, but I see you say headbanger's ball. In the comments. Anyways, John Heffron says, you simply must continue to read the articles in the voices of the related artists. Thanks. Yes, I will, John. Oh my God, would you look who's here? It's the Dre Man. Well, Shane, it's been some time since I spent peekabooing your comments. Here we go. Let's see what the Dre Man says. My dear, sweet, innocent, endearing, and tender Shane, it is I, the Dre Man. You may know me as the Dre Man from Disturbed rock group. I heard my name mentioned in your last podcast and was summoned by legions of screaming fans. When I am called, I come. Much like the time you and I made tender love under the moon's bask. Well, we weren't going to talk about that. I entered you lovingly yet aggressively, and you accepted my manhood with eagerness. Well, I was trying things out. You have to experience the full thing, And I knew there wasn't going to be too much damage. Wait, I think I may be thinking of someone else. Oh, yes, you are. I'm unsure. Please feel free to not correct me due to the fact that I am very rarely wrong about my love-making memories. Well, we're going to say that you're wrong about all that because, A, I'm, if you remember correctly, the one that was, in charge of that situation. The picnic blankets, all of that, and make you drink about half a bottle of wine. I was in charge there. And you've also been married. You asked your beloved on stage, Mr. Drayman. So bringing up these kinds of things doesn't help your current marriage. I have come to pay my deepest respects to one Paul, Mr. Ace Frehley, my best friend in the entire world, and the man whom I taught how to play guitar. Well, without me, there would have been no Ace Frehley. As he was known, a no-band Kiss. We grew up together in the Bronx, and his mother would call my mother, and they would arrange play dates down there off of close to Battery Park over there. And I would show up wearing only my leather trench coat, and Ace would push me down the slide, my skin to flesh to the you hear the little rumple of my cheeks down the slide. My mother would call his mother would call my mother, and they would arrange for play dates, and I would show up wearing only my leather coat, and Ace, my best friend, and would push me down several flights of stairs. It was a simpler time. R.I.P. Ace, my student. I know last time I stated that Ozzy Osbourne was my best friend and that I taught him how to sing. Boy, what a lackluster shot in the dark. Are you ready, England? A little shot in the dark. You're like, dude. The only thing that rivals how terrible that was is Ghost Singer doing Bark at the Moon. Am I right or wrong? You could tell, you could hear the nerves in old Tobias's voice there. And when he's in his element, it's cool. But when you're kind of like a duck out of water, you know what I mean? This big Ozzy event, you know. I don't know, I could be wrong. Ozzy Osbourne, he was my best friend. We grew up together in jolly old England. And that was true. My family moved a lot. Anyway, the story will be in the 57-volume book I am currently writing about my entire myself, entitled A Man's Journey, The Life, the Times, and the Disturbed God Known Only as the Dre Man. Due out soon on Amazon Books. I added the Amazon Books. It could come out everywhere. It's the Dre Man. He's going to have, this book will be out in Barnes & Noble. As I sit here on this beautiful beaches of Miami in my leather trench coat and blackened garb, I am reminded of the fact that I haven't drank any water in several days. And I'm starting to become head weary, as they say. So I will leave you for now, my dearest Shane, my beloved Shane, whom did all the penetrating on that day in the park. It's been a fool's journey, but one worth my time. In loving embrace, until another time, I bid you a sweet farewell and a calmer seas ahead. Hashtag get the Dre Man to 100 billion. Really? Hashtag Shane loves the Dre Man. What? Hashtag the Dre Man's talent beyond measure. Hashtag the Dre Man. Hashtag Dre. Hashtag man. Boy, by God. That was spicy. You kinky son of a gun. I was never going to tell anyone what I did to you out there in the park, and now you're letting it loose. Sticky Doll's this very kinky episode, Sticky Doll's gonna lead it out. It started with love and embrace for a fallen soldier in the rock and roll world, Ace Frehley. It moved over to anger and bitterness through one Axl Rose. But we made it through this whole beautiful story that we've been telling here in this podcast, and thank you for being here with me. Sticky Doll will end this out, and then I'm gonna try and do anything that I can on that keyboard, because it's been shit today. Let's just face it, I'll say that, okay? The Sticky Doll says, well, was hoping to hear your thoughts on Ace, as I know you're a huge Kiss fan, as we are. I guess you tape your show a little early in the week, which is totally understandable. What a sad loss. Ace was quite the influence. Frequency is your currency. Gonna run the trademark on that right now. Frequency is your currency, and harmonics is what the future will be all about, my friends. It will be about harmonics. It will be about aligning with a frequency. No more of this. It will be about aligning with frequency, and we're well on our way there. You're seeing it. You're seeing the beautiful things that are coming. And another thing that I'll point out is you will begin to start seeing absolutely amazing. I'll say two more things. You are going to see children doing unbelievably amazing things if you're not seeing it already. You're going to see them saying that can't be real. That's not real, and then you will learn it's real. And the second thing is, this is great because it's only going to be, Saturday? This is going to be one of the craziest fucking Halloweens you've ever imagined in your life, and it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to be full of wonder. And all I ask you is do not be frightened, do not be scared, do not have fear in your heart about anything that starts to mutter and putter and flutter out in the news, okay? Don't have an ounce of fear. Where we are headed, it is to the stars, my friends. It is no longer business suits and briefcases and borderlines and all of that. We are moving into the stars. It is coming online. And it is wonderful. And it is the greatest thing. Okay? Again, if this doesn't resonate with you right now, it is perfectly fine. All roads lead to the same point. No one is behind, no one is ahead. We're all in this together. If you see me right now, you know that I love you, and I hope you love me, and we're all on this trip together. So, and it's going to be great. Now, I don't want to look at the Dre Man. I'm sorry, Dre Man, but I don't want to look at you. I'd rather look at Miss Althea there than see you there talking about that day in the park. My God. What he doesn't tell you, it was at that Birmingham park when he went out there to do Shot in the Dark. We met up there. Oh, Shot in the Dark. Kidding. Let's find a good song. Ace Frehley, my lover, my friend, Space Ace, and smoking guitars and Jindal. Ace Frehley's gone to Jindal. I love you, Ace Frehley, in the 202 Heavy Metal Podcast. I do it, baby, do it for you. Dedicated to Ace the Spaceman, though. Transferring to the quantum field. We love you, baby.